Hey guys, Black Pez, and I'm coming to you today with Boundless Prediction. What am I doing? So yeah, Boundless Prediction. Just gonna say this now before I even start this video. For you are seeing a lot of cards at the moment. I do not believe that anything I say at this moment in time is going to happen in the April ban list. I believe that this will happen throughout the time of Yu-Gi-Oh! Depending on how sets come out, and from what I have seen is coming out, some of these might happen and some of these might not. So let's go on with the video. So just keep that in mind throughout the whole video, because I will be saying a lot. So I have been looking on the internets and the YouTubes and seeing the Yu-Gi-Tubes, and I have been seeing a lot of ban list predictions, and they change throughout every single thing, and a lot of people put good logic in. But then you come to the people which are like, oh my god, Burning Abyss, get rid of it. And fuck off. Like, really, fuck off. Because, one, Burning Abyss isn't even the worst deck to go up against in the format. It's probably an unexpected deck to come up against. And when I say unexpected, I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. When I say unexpected, it's one of the only decks which can really OTK at the moment really quickly. I understand Necroz can OTK, I understand Kleese can OTK, but Burning Abyss can literally just OTK in the first turn if they want to, if they can. And it just requires them to go second. I have OTK'd many Klee players just because they go normal, sacrifice, go. And I'm looking in my hand, I've got Torguide and 4 other Burning Abyss. I'm like, yep, let's see. Oh, look, Raigeki, game. It's pretty easy for Burning Abyss to even do that, and we don't even need 4 other Burning Abyss cards in our hand with Torguide. How else did I do it? I did it with 2 other Burning Abyss cards, one being Rubik and another being Calcab, and I just completely fucked them up. I shit all over them. Like, my shit, their mouth being open in, that happened. But anyway, I've been seeing a lot of people putting a lot of Burning Abyss cards on the ban list. A lot of them say the main 3 need to all be put at 1. And I thought, well, that's very extreme for the ban lists which we live in at the moment, considering we live in a 3-month format. That's like saying 6-month format. Oh yeah, Seared 1, Graph, fuck that guy. And Scum, dickhead. What? Like, come on. We live in a 3-month format. They haven't done anything like that since the fucking Dragon Roller format. Dragunities. Oh, what's that deck? If they're gonna hit all of these, they'd all be hit to 2 if all of them were to be hit at once. But if they were to put something at 1, and something's loading apparently, it would probably be Seer that gets put to 1. And I feel that Seer is probably the only option which needs to go to 1. Purely because Scum, yeah, it's cool, whatever. And Graph's really only good in the first turn with Torguide. And no, he's actually only good in the first turn in my opinion anyway. As much as true, he does keep advantage and he does allow you to float a lot and get stuff from the deck, that's cool. But for his main play, I mainly just use it in the first turn. I mean, yeah, if my opponent does get past that play and I have one in hand, that's cool and everything, that's good. It means I can actually just do something this turn. But what I'm getting at is, Seer seems to be the one to me which needs to be put to 1 if it does go to 1, and as a Burning Abyss player, I know for a fact that this guy is one of the most problematic cards in the deck. Apart from Farfa being under Dante, being under Downard, you know, that's pretty problematic for our Satellas and Necroz, but still. Seer, I feel, is just, it's probably the only one I would say which goes to 1, and if Seer doesn't get hit to 1, it would most likely be the Scum. And yes, people have even said Firelake needs to be put to 1. If Firelake got put to 1, Burning Abyss players wouldn't give a shit. Wanna know why? Because Burning Abyss players main Raigeki, they main I was about to say Firelake. Well yeah, they main Firelake obviously, but they main Dark Hole, they main Book of Eclipse, they main Snatch and Steal, they main Book of Moon. I know that only targets 1 monster, but you only need to target 1 monster. So Firelake going to 1, we've got 6 other cards which are pretty much the same, and no, they don't destroy things, but they still take away the opponent's advantage, which is what I'm getting at. Now, moving on. The only card which I would say from Kleese, I actually had to talk about this with my friend who is a Klee player, and I originally was going to say that Summoner's Art needs to get put to 1, purely because of the fact of they have 2 targets for it. As much as they only run 1 Monolith, that's not the point. The point is that the Summoner's Art gives them really like 9 scouts, purely because you've got Sacrifice, some of them are running Pot of actually they're all running Pot of Dualities, I think. I'm not sure, if I'm honest, but they do run Pot of Dualities. They have Summoner's Arc. They got a lot. They have a lot of search power. This deck has got too much search power. It had probably the most search power up until Necroz came out. So, and he said they're not going to hit, they probably won't hit Summoner's Arc just because of the new deck which is coming out. But do I think that deck is tier 1 capability? No, I've played against the whole normal fucking Pendulum deck, and it's fucking, it's weird. It's not even that good. And people in the comments are just going, oh my god, you probably haven't even played against a good variant. Well, what other fucking variants are there? It's just meh. And I don't know the names of the cards, but I imagine it's that vanilla fucking Golden Knight with the dragon dinosaur thing which goes and all that other shit. But still, if anything is going to get if anything's going to get hit in that deck, it's probably going to be Scout. Do I believe it's going to go to 2? No. I believe that if this has to be hit, it's going to get put to 1. Purely because it searches for any Klee card. It's annoying. Hold on, let me just do something, because sacrifice. Click bone to a Klee monster, destroy and encrypt. Treat as 2 tributes for a Klee. This card is sent from the field to the graveyard. Add 1 Klee monster from your deck to the hand. Yeah, Scout's gonna get hit, if anything, because Scout is the only one which searches for any Klee card, not for a Klee monster. Or does it just search for a monster? Yeah, Klee card. So, to me, that just says Scout is the one which will get hit, and I don't see it going to 2 because, look, consistency. Whoops, I can't fucking spell. Consistency. Consistency. Do you see what I'm getting at here? Even Monolith. Consistency. It's a bitch. So, I think Scout's probably going to be the only one which will get hit in that deck, and if it's going to get hit, it needs to be put to 1. Now we're going into cards which I think will probably come off the ban list. I do know that Gauze is not banned, and I do know that Blaster is not banned, but it's not necessarily just banned cards in general. I just feel like some of these cards just need to come back. Blaster is going to represent all of the Dragon Rulers, because I can't be bothered to put all the fucking Dragon Rulers. I know I could have just typed all the names and just, right clicked and shit, but no, fuck that. We don't need to take up all that space. It's just unnecessary. Blaster, but all the Dragon Rulers, I think they should come back to 2. In my opinion, I think they should come back to 2 purely because they're not even doing anything at the moment. And even if they were at 2, it wouldn't even hurt the format. Purely because I think it would be hard for the deck to even compare to the format. And also, I might be sounding a bit biased because Dragon Rulers was one of my favourite decks for a while, but still, I think Dragon Rulers should just come back. Just because it should be that deck. It should be that fun deck. And, I mean, yeah, you could also put the logic into Dark Matter Dragon and things like that, but I don't think that would necessarily be the reason that they come back, because the Dragon Rulers being at 1 was good enough anyway, so I just feel like Dark Matter Dragon isn't really a legit excuse for them to come back to 2 each, because considering it's a rank 8, so you just need the Mythic Water Dragon and the Mythic Tree Dragon. I don't know why it's called Tree, it's stupid, but so I don't think, and you could argue, yeah, but then you'd be able to put loads of Dragon Rulers to the grave. Yeah, but we managed without it, so no. Heavy Storm, I think, needs to come back to 1. And people are probably going to be like, oh my god, no, fuck you. Your Senju and Satellarknight players, calm the fuck down. And Klee players as well, calm down. No one cares about your opinions. I'm joking, everyone has opinion and everyone should care about them. But still, I believe Heavy Storm needs to come back to 1, purely because of the factor of, it just does. I mean, has anyone in this game never been annoyed since this card came off the ban list when an opponent plays 1 monster and sets 5 and wins because he set 5? Has anyone been pissed off about that recently? If so, leave a like and even leave a comment on how you're pissed off at it. I have been pissed off about it many a time. I mean, because I'm running Burning Abyss, it's not like I have a choice but to run into all the back row. And true, back row isn't even that good anymore, and you can kind of anticipate what the back row is. I mean, and that's why you never blind fire MST, because you kind of anticipate that it's just a floodgate, so you'll be able to stop it. But sometimes it's not a floodgate. Sometimes it's compulsed. Sometimes it's fucking solemn, and I don't know why people are still running solemn. And sometimes it's bottomless, and I just feel like Heavy Storm needs to come back just to make people be a bit more wary about setting their back row, because I have been getting really pissed off when I see someone play one monster set 5 and be like, oh, yeah, I've got this game. It's like, well, what? You didn't get the game, you fucking back row dig. It's like I've got a deck which requires quite a lot of skill just to think of the OTK, and you're sitting there with 5 set cards thinking, yeah, good luck, mate. It's like, and it's not like there isn't counter traps to stop Heavy Storm anyway. I mean, the main decks which set 5 are Satella Knights and Yosenju, and they have no right to bitch because Yosenjus can search for their counter trap, and Satella Knights, well, every single time I play against a Satella Knight player, he's always got it on the top of his deck at the start of the game, so, if they got, I feel like it shouldn't really matter at the moment, purely because most decks have a counter trap anyway, and it seems like every deck is getting a counter trap at the moment. So why not just bring it back? I mean, it's not like we need Solemn Judgment anymore, so bring it back. It would put a bit of an edge to the game, I feel, and it would make people fucking think whether to set all their back row at once. And I would fucking love to just be able to go Heavy Storm, Raigeki, and then Dark Hole. That would be so good. That would just be... But anyway, Crush Card Virus. Obviously, I think this is really anticipated that this card is going to come back, purely because of the factor of it's getting a reprint, it's getting an errata, and obviously people are saying, oh no, but it's not as good as it used to be. Well, that's what a fucking errata is. Like, what do you think they were going to do? Do you think they were really going to bring it back at its full power? I mean, obviously, I feel like they shouldn't have even bothered with Chaos Emperor Dragon. I think they should have just left that shit banned and just not even, changed it. It should have just had its legend and stayed dead. But Crush Card, I feel, should have a reprint and be worded differently, purely because of the factor of there is an amazing deck which is out which can make fucking use for it, and plus off that bitch. And I'd love to draw this in my first opening hand. And also, it would give this deck the kick it needs. I mean, think about it. You go first, well, let's say you're going against a Necros player, and or you went first against a Necros player, and you fucked up. You didn't know you were playing Necros. You committed to a field. You got 2 Dantes and Graph on board, and then he's just like, I'm going to use Brionac, and I'm going to search Trish. At least you can activate this bitch and be like, oh yeah, you know that Trish which you just searched? You fuck out of it. Oh yeah, and you know all those other awesome cards in your hand? Fuck you! So yeah, I feel that this needs to come back to 1. I don't think it'll come back to any more. If it comes to 3, I'll be like, fucking yeah, go on then. Let's have some fun. But I doubt it'll go to 3. This is what I think could come to 3. I think Gauze could come to 3 purely because what the fuck does Gauze do anymore? And plus, I have a collection of Gauze in every fucking rarity. This is one of my favourite cards in the game purely because he looks like a fucking badass. Look at that hair. His hair makes him look like he's sort of Super Saiyan, but red. He's like a Super Saiyan god. And I'm not saying any other anime because, or I guess glorified cartoon, because I don't watch that shit. Sangan. I think this could come back to 1. Just because, what the fuck is it going to be used to search for anymore? Yeah, it can be used in Burning Abyss, but oh well. I think it could come back. And finally, Super Poly. I think this needs to sort of come back. I think it needs to sort of. Because it's not that good anymore. I mean, well, I say that. It's actually probably going to be really fucking good. But the thing is, it's like, with Shadows at the moment not being so relevant, I think that this could come back and just sit in the sidelines and just throw Necros players off guard. I feel like it would put more edge to the game, like it needs to be. But obviously we know that this game isn't fair, and obviously from what I said before, that and I do not believe that all of these changes will happen at once. I believe that it could just happen over time, or it might not even happen at all. For all I know, I could be really wrong, but please just respect that it is my opinion. This is what I believe could happen. So please leave a like if you do agree with some of the things, and if you disagree, please explain why. I actually do like having discussions with people. Not that people really give me discussions to talk about, but still. Please leave a like, comment, and please subscribe, and get some more videos. Bye.